Hey guys, come to my attention. I've never updated name on my YouTube channel as DeVille's Vlogs, but the link name is called the Pagan Trucker, because when I at the time made the channel, and I thought of my link name, which I unfortunately can't change right now. For some reason, it won't let me change it. I was a pagan at the time. I practiced paganism from 2005. I think they declared it in 2005 to roughly a year ago. 6 months a year? About 6 months ago. You can possibly call me a born again if you want to put a title. I don't really like the title born again because I've had a lot of negative things with born agains. I am a Christian. I found Christianity around, well, I didn't find it. I was a Christian. I was born a Christian. Greek Orthodox to be exact. And I was raised as a Greek Orthodox, as a head altar boy. I was into it. I was really involved into it until after high school. Junior year of high school, I'm holding the priest candle, which you had to be head altar boy to do. I'm holding the priest candle at the altar, and I look at the icon. It was a half moon icon of Mary and baby Jesus, right behind the crucifix, which was on the dome. It was the only dome church on Long Island that I know of. I think it was the only dome church on Long Island. St. Paganism in Greenlawn. It's Saint. I'll put it as a graphic here. It's Saint Paraskevi. I have no way of slowing that down because it's, again, Greek Orthodox. We say in Greek Aia Paraskevi. Again, I can't slow that down. Or Saint Paraskevi. I think the saint's name means Friday, if I remember from church. Around junior year of high school, I realized that standing at the altar, this isn't me anymore. What am I doing here? Why am I here? I'm just here because my grandma was dragging me here. Or my yaya, as we say in Greek, was dragging me here every Sunday. I was uncomfortable because I was wearing a suit, 3-piece suit. Very uncomfortable. Standing here, I'm not liking this anymore. I'm bored here. Around then, I was, if you want to call me religionless, searching. I didn't find anything until late 03, early 04. My friend Anna in college was a pagan, and she was wearing a pentacle. And I said, "What is that?" And she said, "Instead of me explaining it to you, I'm going to come back tomorrow with a book for you to read." It was The Green Witchcraft by Anne Mora. I think I'm saying her name right. It's a 3-book series. If you ever wanted to get into paganism, it's a great book as your first book to read. It's Green Witchcraft, then the Green Witchcraft 2 and 3. It's set up in like a classroom setup. The first book is the textbook. The third book is like the workbook with all the questions you gotta answer. And the second book is like the workbook in a way, yeah. It's pretty good series. I bought the series. I read it. I read her book about halfway through, and I said, you know what, let me get my own. Bought my own copy, and I returned hers to her. And I pretty much turned that book yellow. I highlighted so much in it. Same thing with the second book and the third book. I learned how to read tarot cards through that book. I learned a lot of stuff. Now, for the 10 years, from 05 to probably a little bit 11 years, just over, I would say I was falling out of paganism in 2016. After that, it's about almost 11 years. I think it was, by mid 2016, almost 2017, when I found Christianity. I found it because I grew up in it. Found Christianity again, and I've been doing it non-stop almost a year now. Probably about a year. I've been going to church regularly almost every Sunday, unless when I was moving, I stopped going so I could focus on moving. Moving. We moved up here, now I'm back on the church. I go to New Life Christian Church in Wallingford. Lovely church. It's more of an if I could say this right, evangelical church. There's music. There's like 2 or 3 songs, and then the priest, he's not a priest, he's a pastor, does his sermon for about an hour and a half. I'd say it's about 45 minutes. And then it's like another 2 songs, and the service is over. Probably what threw me off of the Greek Orthodox Church was that you were there from 8:30 in the morning until almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It was a long day, almost 5 hours. It was like Christianity, the Christianity I do now. What are they there for an hour and a half at the most? 2 hours if you stay for breakfast afterwards. I love the church I'm in now. I was at Living Faith Christian Fellowship in Farmingdale, Long Island before I moved up here. That's a beautiful church too if you're on Long Island. It's a great church to go to. They're great people. It's not the church where they lay hands on you and they speak in tongues, which if you read, I think it's 1 Corinthians, I don't know the chapter. It's 1 Corinthians, but I don't know the section. I forget what section of 1 Corinthians. I'll look it up. I'll post the actual post on the video in a graphic or in the description. That you're not supposed to speak in tongues in public, even in church, unless there's an interpreter there to interpret what you're saying so the people that don't speak in tongues can understand it. I went to a church, I'm not going to name names, again here in Wallingford, that does that, speaking in tongues, and it felt kind of weird. I didn't feel comfortable there. There's one lady that was in the back of the church who's pretty much doing the Matrix bend backwards and speaking in tongues the entire time. In my head, I'm going, that lady's possessed. Which probably wasn't, but that was thought was going through my head. I went there for one Wednesday service, and I said, you know what, I'm not coming back. I told them I would, but I haven't been back. It's been like 3 weeks now. I found New Life. I found New Life before I found them. But obviously I'm going to New Life now. I'm essentially a member. I haven't been baptized yet, because you have to be baptized. So I joined that, and I kind of like a New Life. It's a pretty cool setup. Yeah. Close out a little. Yeah. It's a nice setup. Evangelical church. Very good people. Pastor Ed Moriarty. He's a very nice guy. He gets very emotionally involved in his sermons. You go to newlifechurchct.org and you'll see, you can look up his sermons. His sermons are video recorded. It's the 8:45 a.m. service that is recorded. They record all 3 services, but the best one is the 8:45 one, as they say. Unless they're doing something special and they do the baptisms, they record those for the 10:15 one, which is the one I go to. I go to the 10:15 service. I volunteered with the media department. I volunteer with the bus driving, where they pick up the people in the parking lot at the shuttle, bring them to the church, to the door. That I filled out the paperwork, waiting for them to call me. Probably next week I'll be doing the shuttle. So that's where I'm at now. I'm reading the Bible. Found this guy at Chick-fil-A of all places. Cyril, we call him Cyril. Cyril. He's the one that gave me the book of John. Let me get a copy here. I think I got it. Yeah. This is a Spanish-English copy. It's the Gospel of John. And I read that, it pretty much turned that yellow. And he saw me the following time and said, you know what, I got something for you. He bought me a Bible, and I'm not going to bring the Bible out, it's really huge. It's a Holman Christian Standard Bible, Christian Study Bible. He bought that, it's got the Bible on top and the interpretations on the bottom. So I read that, I was highlighting through that, and he bought me the Bible, the highlighter, and a carrying case, and a little notepad that came with it. And a companion book made by the same people as this. There's no believers, I know it's written backwards, but I'll put a graphic in there. Written by the same publishers as this. This is the, you can't see it, New Living Translation of the Bible. It was written, the companion book he wrote was written by the same people. It looks the same cover too. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm a Christian. I've been wearing scrolls matching with my father's. And he never takes his off. This is starting to turn brown. Well, brown with rust because he wears it in the shower. Yeah, as you can tell, I got some patina on mine. Yeah, he bought me the Bible and he kick-started me into Christianity again. And the definition of Christianity is believer in Christ, or a follower of Christ. So yeah, by the definition, yeah, I'm a Christian. So yeah, I'm not a pagan anymore. I had a falling out with a few people in the community. Paganism is very well known to be very liberal, and as you know, I'm conservative, so I never really did that. Falling out with a few people, I said, you know what, I gotta leave something here. And at the end, I was bringing Christ back into my practice anyways. I just didn't see it, that I was slowly becoming a Christian. And I'm loving it. I'm loving my transfer. Well, my switch. God has touched me in ways so far. I mean, of course, I got my doubts. Like every new Christian will have their doubts. And typical doubts as a new believer. Yeah, I'm having my doubts and still putting my life in Christ's hands and letting God and Christ lead me to do what I have to do. And that's it. Yeah, so as soon as I can figure out how to change the link on this channel, I will. But yeah, I'm a Christian now, so yeah. Have a blessed day, guys, and hope your day is happy. And as More J Stu says, don't forget to laugh.